Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Laney, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
It's poppin'.
And my co-host, Ryan Fahey. Boo! Happy Halloween, everyone.
Wow, look at that.
Dude, R.I.P. to the headphones.
It's all over.
It's done.
We are in the spooky season of it all right now. Let's go around and see what we are. Kyle, what are you?
Depressed.
All around me are familiar faces.
Okay. I feel like that would have hit Ryan's better, but Ryan, what are you dressed up as Halloween this year?
Ask, bro. I thought we were just gonna assume. I'm clear as day what the fuck I
That's
am.
the joke.
I'm a disgruntled Dick's Sporting Goods employee. It's great because it's just, I pull it off real well.
Ryan's like, this is my life.
This is it. This is me.
I'm everyone's dad Christmas
I'm also depressed.
I'm everyone's dad on Christmas morning.
I mean, honestly, when he brought it up, I was like, no, you have to do that now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got the chest out, the coffee.
You guys
Black
don't even.
coffee.
His balls are actually out under the table.
Dude,
so you
like,
have no idea.
they're on the ground.
I just make dad noises.
He's got the go-go gadget extendo balls. It's just on the floor right now.
In the spirit of Halloween, we're going to get right into our first topic. We're going to go
Gadget,
who
bro.
we think the scariest athlete of all time is, and I'm going to start it. Ray Lewis. This man, I'm going to put up a picture, but let's just start with his face mask. What a menacing look he has.
Yeah. Well, anybody who comes out of the tunnel and does whatever the hell he did out of the I'm sorry.
Way more
Anybody
intimidating.
else? That
Exactly. If anybody else like I did it,
it's just the way that. Like he carried himself. Plus, he's. I mean, he may or may not have killed a man.
he may have taken a life.
This
Sunday.
like Ray
This
Lewis.
Sunday, will he catch his second body?
Like that's kind of what it felt like every time he'd come in.
Dude, honest, no, because he actually when he went to hit you, he tried to kill you.
He hits with 1,000 pounds of force, by the way. Just one, or
Sports
he did.
science?
Yeah, I had to double check
Yeah.
that when he
Yeah.
hit the door and knocked it off the hinges.
Yes.
Where they took the battering ram and they're like, "Oh, it opened the door." He took the door's life.
Dude,
He took the door's life.
Ray Lewis was just intimidating, not only on the field but even like his presence, like the way he carried himself was just like, wow, I don't ever want to fuck with you.
He's a guy that could motivate you to run through a brick wall, while he
It's
literally
simultaneously
could.
running through the same brick wall.
He literally could.
Yeah.
He is just the hits he has on guys. Like, if I was playing like the Ravens back then, not that I was ever a football player or NFL status, but like if I had to play against Ray Lewis, I'd be like, "Coach, I'm not feeling too good today. My whole body hurts
Yeah.
all the time. I
gotta-
also just don't want my spine to snap in half today."
Yeah. Opposing running backs are like, please no, don't. Yeah. Wide open C gap. You're like, yes. Ray Lewis. You're like, oh my god.
Like, dude, he literally folded full-grown men.
Yeah.
running backs? No. What about the slot receiver going over the middle?
Yeah.
That guy is even worse.
That poor 5'9".
I wouldn't have gotten off the line.
The video of Ocho Cinco,
Yes.
where he tried to blindside hit Ray Lewis, and Ray
Love
Lewis
that
saw
video.
him and then clapped him right in the middle. He was like, "I just tried to hit Ray. I'm not okay."
He tried to hit Ray, and
he
he
tried
was.
to hit Ray, and then he got.
I
hit.
just ran into him.
His
It's like
coach
running
was
into a building.
What are you doing?
Coach is like, "Why would you do
You know
this?"
what though? Kudos to Ocho Cinco. I mean, he probably took a look at him, was like,
He wanted to hit him, and,
Fuck
he,
it,
and
yeah.
then he was like, "Oh,
You
never
know,
again.
I was gonna say, you want to know? He never did. He never ran into Ray Lewis again on purpose.
No.
never,
No.
never again."
And Ray Lewis's max bench is like 500 pounds. Like, this man is just terrifying in almost every aspect. He's like that humble spirit, but he's like, "I will kill you. I will kill you if I need to."
Humble spirit. His Hall of Fame speech was 45 minutes.
Maybe not humble. What's the word I'm looking for? He can turn the way he motivates people off the field is different than the way he like kills people on the field. Or I gotta stop saying
we gotta stop saying kill and Ray Lewis in the same sentence.
folded.
Yeah.
Dude, I just, the guy, it was also when he retired, like, you kind of knew, like, they were just going to win it. Like, they just knew.
Yeah. That was a magical run by them
It
too.
was. Like, he was so
Joe
motivated.
Flacco played great. That's how much of an.
Yeah,
that's how.
it got Joe Flacco paid.
Yeah.
Ray
absolutely.
Lewis was probably scared the crap out of Joe, saying, "Joe, if we don't win."
Joe,
Yeah.
if,
Every day before the game, he's like,
Joe,
just
listen,
rubbing his shoulders. He's like, listen, Joe,
Joe,
I want you to know.
Do you feel how hard I'm squeezing you right now? I'm going at 10% right now. This deer antler spray is something else, Joe. And if we lose, Joe, I'll go 25 and break your shoulders. You'll never play another down in the NFL, Joe. I need a ring. Do you understand?
Joe didn't throw a single pick that postseason. That's actually a crazy stat.
Wait, really?
He threw like 11 touchdowns
Dude,
and
Flacco
no
was
picks.
Dude, Flacco was unreal.
That is the only time I would say Joe Flacco was elite.
That was it.
That
no,
run.
that was it. 100%.
That postseason run, he was elite.
Dog,
Because
it was
Ray Lewis was down his
100%.
throat saying, hey.
It was 100% Ray Lewis.
And if
Clearly.
if you got Ray Lewis on your bad side, but like his motor was so high. Like watching like the games that him and like we bring him up all the time, but him and Brady had going back and forth. Those
Those
games
were
are
battles.
just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, because Brady's a maniac, Ray Lewis is a maniac, and they just go back and forth. And like, there's videos of Brady literally talking all the shit to Ray Lewis giving it right back. It was just like great to watch.
Ray Lewis just would terrify me. I'd be like, Coach, I can't play today. Why? I love my family.
Yeah,
I choose life.
I literally, I would like to live the rest of my life today. That's it. That's literally it.
why don't you want to play? Because I prefer walking out of here.
I think
Okay,
I tore my ACL again every time before the Ravens. I know, Coach. It's crazy.
you know what's crazy? My ACL healed immediately after.
after.
I'll be,
What are the
yeah,
odds?
Coach, I'll be good to
It
go
was
next
just
week.
it was just a scare.
It was a scare. I think I just tripped.
They're in the same division. We have to play them. This happens to you twice a year. Be like, listen,
Different legs.
Actually,
Different legs.
Random side note. I don't know what the fuck made me think of this and whatever.
you're ADHD. It's fine. You
Yeah.
understand.
If if a player has to go to jury duty on a Sunday, does that what
No,
overrules?
they're not open on weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad what Monday night game.
That is a real interesting way how that popped in your head. I don't
know
it's
what the
ADHD,
hell-
But that's crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
What if-
Lewis, jail, Jerry got it.
what if it's like a Monday night game though?
It all connects?
I have a feeling they have enough pull that they can get out of it. Let's be honest.
The owners are billionaires. They're like they just go money out their nose.
You know, I don't think they'd be able to be allowed to be on the jury because they're too well known, so it'd be a
Yeah, that
conflict
too.
of interest.
That too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what made me.
So
Yeah,
if
they're
we
sick-
just
they don't
so
do
we just
syndicate.
need to blow up so we never go to jury duty again.
Don't
That's
you
our
have
motivation
jury duty?
Don't
now.
even get me
On the
started.
20th, actually.
Don't even get me started on jury duty. Since I got it 2 weeks after I turned 18.
That's
That's-
awful.
I've
That's
keep in
scary.
mind, and somehow
the dad jokes.
no, somehow the system messed me
Dude,
up.
your balls
I'm
are
in
dragging
there
on the floor
twice.
again. Really?
I'm in there twice. There's a Ryan Fahey at my dad's address, and then a Ryan M. Fahey at my mom's address. So after the jury duty I got from my mom's house that I did when I was 18,
I'll tell you, dude.
3
divorce
months
messes
went
up
by.
Kids.
showed up at my dad's house, and I was
That's
like,
scary.
"What do you want?
Divorce is
from a-
scary.
What do you want from an 18-year-old kid? What do you want?" And you know what the thing was? I totally like tanked my like thing to get in there.
I'm gonna fail
Because
this
first
test.
of all, it was like a child predator case. They were like, "Oh, you have to be unbiased. So like he could be rehabilitated. This is what we're going for." We went up to the judge to talk to him. I looked at the judge right in the face and I go, "You can't fix that." Keep in mind, I'm so dead ass. I wasn't even joking. Like, I'm like, first of all,
Well, that's how you get out of it.
you can't fix that. He goes, "You know, you can't be unbiased." I'm like, yeah, no. If you put me on the trial, I will put him in jail.
I would be biased.
No,
will.
I swear to God, I told the judge, I was like, I will put him back in jail.
Judge is like,
He's
Ryan.
guilty already.
Judge is like, Ryan is not allowed back.
Yeah, he's like, you can't do it. I'm like, that's why I'm telling you.
I'm speaking my truth.
Letting
Because I have a little trust in the system. Give him a fair trial. But if you put me on there, I will put
It's
him,
all over.
I will put him right back. This trial's over if you put me on right now.
Do you know
He
what
goes, "All right,
happened?
you're good for
Right.
the next 3 years."
Do you know what happened for the trial? Do you have any idea?
I did not care.
I
He's
don't know.
probably I didn't know what it was before, but I saw him walk in. I was like, "Oh, this is a child predator case, 100%." And then they told, I was like, "Yep, he's just one of those guys."
Who you have for scariest athlete?
John Henderson.
Really?
Do you guys know who John Henderson
I actually don't.
You said really like you knew.
is? Yeah, no.
I have no idea.
Allow me to play you a video.
I think I've some.
This is his pregame ritual.
Oh, Joe, that ain't even good enough.
I know who it is.
Joe!
I do know this guy.
Baby. Thank you. You making blood come from my damn mouth. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You gotta make blood come to the mouth. You can't just smack me and don't hit it hard. That bullshit. When you hit a mother, you hit that mother. Let's kick their ass.
Horton hears a domestic violence case.
That scream at the end would make me retire immediately.
Did he play for Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that
Yes.
video.
Is he a tackle?
Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Yup.
Another man, I would say, Coach, I'm not feeling too good.
Dude,
You know what? I'm
he
sitting out the
is
season.
a behemoth. And also, the guy that was slapping him
It's like
was this the athletic trainer? Was this a small, like, 5'8"
Yeah.
white guy? Like, no, he's just like...
He's probably
Sean, I don't want to
mortified.
do this anymore.
Imagine being so out of your mind that the first solid slap wasn't good enough.
John, my hand hurts.
He slapped him. He was like, "Oh, come on, Joe."
Is it Joe?
The guy he was talking about.
Oh, okay.
It literally I've seen the video. It's literally
No,
some,
it's
like,
just a little.
It's one of the most electric videos I've ever
it's
seen.
like a 5'9" athletic trainer.
Literally, dude, he's up. The guy.
It'd be like if I was hitting.
the trainer's up to
behemoth.
his chest. Like he's up to just here on the guy. He's just like.
Oh my God, I can't reach. I gotta get my
But
stepping stool.
as soon as you brought up this idea, and you took Ray Lewis, that was the first guy that crossed my mind.
Yeah.
First of all, he was actually like a really good defensive tackle as well. Like, I mean,
if you're bad at football and you're doing that, yeah, like,
You're out there just giving up play after play.
Coach, I think I did okay today.
Coach, you gotta stop getting. Listen, buddy, you gotta stop getting fucking smacked in the face for every freaking game.
You're getting CTE before you even get out on the field.
I don't know what's going on. I've watched you miss 17 tackles today. We can't do this.
Coach, I still got blood coming out my mouth.
Yeah.
Coach, I'm a little.
It's the intimidation factor.
Why do you look banged up? I haven't seen you near the ball today.
We haven't even put you in. He's like a third stringer.
You've been sitting on the bench. What the? How? Why are you bleeding?
What are you doing?
He's waiting to go in. He's just banging his head on the wall. He's like,
He tries going in with no helmet. They're like, no, come back.
He's one of those like hardos who like take off his helmet and then headbutt you with your helmet on.
Yeah, that's an intimidation factor right there. Also, probably won't remember much by the age of 45, but hey, here we are.
Actually, he retired in 2011. He's probably 45 right now. So he's done. He is Sister G.
Sister Jean! Sister Jean.
Just is Joe still working? Where's Joe?
I need to feel something.
It's just he's in the hospice care right now. Like every morning, he's like, "Nurse, you need to slap me in the face. Nurse, you need to slap me in the face. Oh, come on, Nancy, hit me in the face. Ah, Nancy, thank you for making blood come out my goddamn mouth."
Just a disclaimer: we do think CTE is a serious
it's a
problem
very
that the
serious
NFL
issue,
should look into
absolutely.
more, which they are. So, but we like to joke it.
Where's Betty? Betty, come here. I'm ready for you. Woo!
Joe comes back, dude. He's on his deathbed. Joe's like, "Gonna miss you, buddy."
Just rocks him one more time.
Just nice, easy.
No,
like-
he does this.
This guy's probably fine, honestly.
No, he's fine. He's got a wife and kids. We're good.
He's like, I'm a taxpayer. I don't.
I like how we just
I do my own taxes.
We do zero research on this show, folks. I mean,
When it comes to this, I do.
James writes down the topics and then we just go.
I write notes. I do research.
Yes. No, this is why whenever he's gone and it's me and Kyle doing the show, there's no structure.
We're hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Who do you got for scariest player?
My dad in the belt. No, I'm just.
Oh God.
No.
Little.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We
we'll
got
reel it
depression
back.
in there.
We'll reel it back. We'll reel it back.
This is
We'll reel it back.
where the depression comes from. The buckle.
Ed Reed.
Oh.
I wanted to keep it. I wanted to. I as soon as you said Ray Lewis, I was like, I don't know if I want to keep it on it. But honestly, that defense in general was horrifying, and I think Ed Reed was probably the most intimidating safety to opposing quarterbacks, receivers, just ever.
Even bring it back to the U.
It's either him or Polamalu.
Well, was it
only
the
two.
halftime? When you're talking about scariest, I would go Ed Reed.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like intimidation factor, Ed Reed. Because even at the U, the halftime, or it was before, I want to say the championship game, he was just going nuts. He was like yelling, he goes, "This is why we play!" And he's terrifying.
No, he's literally horrifying to play against. And if you're a quarterback too, you're probably seeing him every single night leading up to the game going against him.
And God forbid you're in their division too.
Well,
Have you ever seen the breakdown of
say it.
the interception with Manning?
You beat me to it, but
Yeah.
yes.
So there's a breakdown where they're talking. I forget who was doing the video, but Ed Reed basically had studied so much film on Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning had studied so much film on Ed Reed. So they were both like back in. Oh no, it was Belichick talking about this actually. So Ed Reed knew that Manning knew like his tendencies. So there was a play where I think it was Marvin Harrison or somebody running along the left hash. It was just a streak. He burns his corner. Manning pump fakes to the right. So Ed Reed is over here. He moves like out this way and he purposely turns his hips, like purposely turns him over. The moment his hips turn, Manning knows to throw the ball because that means he's committed. But Ed Reed knew that Manning knew that. So, guy burns his corner, and Ed Reed turns his hips and immediately does a 180. Doesn't even fucking look. Just immediately 180s back towards the ball. Interception.
Well, no, the crazier thing about that is...
Covers like 40 or like 30 yards, like sideline to sideline pretty much, because he's basically just waiting.
Well, the crazier thing about that is Ed Reed made mistakes on that play against other teams, specifically because he knew Peyton Manning was going to look at it. He intentionally messed up that play a couple times, so Peyton Manning would be like, "Oh, if I pump fake, he's going to go that way." Yeah. So Ed Reed's like, "I'm going to go that way, and it's going to be wide open." Where Ed Reed knew Peyton Manning was going to do that, so that's why he did it.
Dude,
so we got the pick.
This is crazy. The players of that caliber, it just goes to show you that the whole season's just a giant chess match.
Literally.
Like guys of that caliber are playing chess. The guys who just like those special teamers, those are the guys playing checkers. Those guys. But the upper echelon players, they're playing the long game. Just I didn't even know that, but it makes all the sense.
Yeah, but it's literally the 1%ers of the 1%ers of the 1%.
Because he probably...
Honest to God, go watch the video.
I know exactly what
awesome.
Yeah, no, we've seen, but it is unbelievable.
I'm just assuming that it was when he made those mistakes, like, it was probably garbage time, right?
I would guess. I don't know that specifically. I do know though.
I wouldn't think he would make those mistakes on purpose in a close game.
No,
I don't think during a close game, but I know he intentionally messed it up a couple times.
So I'm guessing.
So Peyton Manning would be like, "Oh, easy touchdown," and then he gets picked off.
And
one play this man prepared for.
They're literally
in that aspect.
And it's one of those things too. Like the casual fan would have no idea what's happening. They're just like, "Oh, interception, bad play by Manning." But it was so the correct read for Manning. Like it was, Manning did everything right. Everything.
Because when you got a guy going over here, there's no way he catches up.
He gave him the pump fake. He gave, looking to the right. Yeah, everything about what he was doing was screaming, "I'm throwing this ball to the right side."
Yeah.
Comes back. Ed Reed knew it. Fucking immediately, flashed the hips and turned around.
It was muscle memory. There's no second of hesitation. I know. It was more like I know when it's going to happen, so he didn't even have to think that he had to turn.
He had a lot of good moments against the Colts. That special teams play too, where he gets blocked.
Oh, and then he goes back, and
then he runs back and rocks him, and he's just like, "Sup, boy? Sup, boy?" And he's like, "Oh my God,
boy!"
I'm like, Jesus.
It's those kind of guys that are terrifying. It's like they back it up.
Dude,
they have to back.
It's guys.
Those guys are tapped.
No, especially guys in that physical of a position too. Like, I mean, we know Brady's tapped is a different type of tapped. Those guys, like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, those type of players, where they actually have to go and put their body on the line with a tackle and all that stuff. Those guys, out of their mind.
It's because they have the mental and the physical body of it. Where it's like Tom Brady doesn't have that physical body as a defensive player.
It's even more terrifying that they know that's what they have. When they know that that's what they have, different breed. They know they're built different.
This is why they're Hall of Famers.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
This is literally why they're Hall of Famers.
God, this was a great topic. This was really fun.
Yeah, I like doing seasonal stuff.
I love fall.
I'm festive. Like the foliage.
He is the dad of the show.
Look at the foliage out here today, boys. I'm not a copy.
God, this is our father.
Hey.
Our father.
I am not. Sister Jean's okay.
Thy kingdom come.
Mother Mary.
Oh,
but it was good festive holiday spendings. I know.
I feel like you just eyeballed it. You're like, good holiday. We spent today.
Good holiday festivities.
No, that's a dad looking at his son and be like, "You say thank you. You had a good holiday, right?"
What do you say?
Tell your mother you enjoyed it.
What do you say that Auntie got you a card? What the fuck do you say?
Your mother worked very hard for this day. You thank her right now, son.
Talk about the Bengals.
Oh my God!
Bengals are so exciting to watch.
They're scary as fuck.
They're scary.
Scary as fuck.
They're the first in the AFC right now. No one predicted them to be this good.
Have we slipped into a parallel universe? Outside of Jamar Chase, is this not the same team?
So this is what the big thing clearly is the chemistry between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, because Jamar Chase is that is a huge impact. The chemistry between those two. You don't even deny that. What do you?
I don't know. Well, I'll let you go, but I don't. I don't think that's the biggest point for this.
I think that is such a huge impact because that offense now. Jamar Chase is legit. He's running away with Rookie of the Year. Najee Harris is maybe a close second.
No,
close. That's just what I'm saying. But Jamar Chase The dude had 201 yards, a touchdown, and 8 receptions yesterday. It was something close to
the
that.
Ravens.
Their chemistry is electric. They just picked up where they left off from LSU. It just isn't fair. And it's like they still have T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, they're not Jamar Chase level, but they're still solid.
Exactly. Like
they're great.
Those guys are your number 2. That's fucking.
And like they're no bums. They're no slouches.
That's perfect. They can't be your number 1s. But if you have Jamar Chase as your number 1, and then those guys as the others, that's a perfect combo.
T. Higgins was great.
Yeah,
I loved him out of Clemson.
He was a great pickup.
Yeah, and then I've always liked Tyler Boyd. He's just a phenomenal slot guy. Like their offense is complete. My biggest takeaway from the Bengals is I think their biggest, and I talked about it earlier in the year. They needed to address their O-line. They had to address, but they did. So I know they went out and drafted, what was his name? I don't know. I know they went out, they drafted a guy, they signed somebody else, and I didn't think it was going to be enough because that line was putrid last year.
It was terrible.
It was horrible.
There was that picture of Joe Burrow running for his life.
But
with literally every defensive player running at him and the offensive line not moving.
I'd have to relook into, like, I don't know the names, but I know that they made a couple big moves on their offensive line, and I think that was the biggest impact because you give Joe Burrow the time, he's clearly proving he's the guy. They're going to be good for quite a while.
I hadn't gotten to watch a lot of the Bengals this year, but I rewatched the highlights of yesterday's game, and that is something I instantly noticed, that Joe Burrow had more time in the pocket. They weren't letting up a bunch of sacks. I think they let up 1 sack yesterday, what I saw on the film.
And I'm almost positive, too, they're by no means like a top-notch offensive line. Like, they still have a decent amount of holes. But it's enough for Joe to do his thing.
Exactly. It's giving him enough time in the pocket to actually create something. And
a lot of Joes on that team.
Joe,
and Joe Mama.
But there was a lot of debate on like if they should take Jamar Chase or Penny Sewell. But I think getting Jamar Chase was the right move because you now have an elite offense.
It's the right move.
It's an elite offensive weapon, and adding Penny Sewell, that one piece would not have fixed your whole offensive line. He's a great offensive lineman, but he would not have fixed it all. And like you said, Joe Burrow is still the 10th most sacked quarterback in the league. I looked this up, so it's like he's still getting hit. But it is clearly an improvement of what they were last year, and I think that and getting Jamar Chase are the big 2 things.
Yeah. Well, I liked Zach Taylor as like a head coach too. I liked what he was doing before Joe Burrow like just destroyed his knee last year because I thought they looked relatively like decent. I thought like pieces were there. They had like some stuff. Like even on the defensive side, Jesse Bates is a great safety, phenomenal safety. He's going to be good for a really, really long time. They don't really have Geno Atkins getting old. They don't really have too many other guys on defense, but they're playing well enough, and that offense is electric enough to keep pace with just about anybody in the league, clearly.
Well, look at what Joe Burrow did against Baltimore's defense. He just was picking apart the zone. It was insane.
I will say, too, Baltimore, I think, showed that their secondary is not as strong. Like, they lost a lot of secondary pieces in the offseason. Yeah. So I think that game showed a weakness on Baltimore's end as well. But, I know I just said that defense isn't quite there yet, but like to hold Lamar Jackson to what they did was incredible. I don't know what the...
And I was watching, I don't even think Lamar played bad.
No.
I still think he had a solid game. He made a lot of the right reads. He didn't force the run. Like we said, we were talking about Baltimore last year, all the great things Lamar's been doing. His throwing, that absolute dime to the end zone there, that perfect touchdown. He still played a good game.
I just don't think Lamar can do everything, and they can still beat really good teams. I think the Bengals need to move up in everybody's power rankings, though.
When you're number 1 in the AFC, you have to. How do you know? I'm not saying they should be the upper echelon, but...
No, but it's time to put Joe Burrow on the map, dude. Like
I'm just so confused because like even their defense is really good too.
Yeah, it's been playing out of their mind right now.
I'm just looking at their
but they don't have a lot of like big name guys. They don't have a lot of like.
Sometimes chemistry is better than actual talent to an extent.
So let me just run. They gave up 24 to the Vikings, 20 to the Bears. They lost that game.
Shocking.
10 to the Steelers. Steelers are terrible though. 21 to the Jaguars, 25 to the Packers. Lost in OT. 11 to the Lions and then 17 to the Ravens, who we hyped up last week.
Yeah, no, and like the Ravens are, like we were saying, they're no slouch. Like that's
they
a
literally
good
haven't
team.
given up 30 points, have they?
No, they have not.
I mean, Joe Mixon's not even looking bad this year either.
Joe Mixon's looking great.
Well, yeah,
to me.
because like you have to worry about that threat with Chase and that receiving core. It
And
opens up the field.
And an improved offensive line. Offensive lines can make running backs look great.
Their offensive line isn't like phenomenal though. Like I know they've made moves, but like there's still
But imagine going from an offensive line that can't create any
that was
holes.
like, I know. Listen, they were at rock bottom with the offensive line.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
The only,
so-
way,
yeah.
the only direction is up, and you're at rock bottom.
yeah.
So exactly, where it's like, yeah, it's not like a prime Cowboys offensive line back in the day, but if you have something to work with, you can give a little, take a little kind of thing. That's all they needed.
Well, I think the Bengals can do really well in the AFC, but as far as like beating any of the NFC teams, I still think the Cowboys would beat them. I still think Arizona would beat them. The Rams would beat them. The Bucks would beat
I
them.
say I'm not totally convinced. Well,
NFC's
we're talking
a
about
powerhouse
we're talking
right
about weak secondaries. If they had to go up against the Bucks, I think Joe Burrow would torch that secondary.
Yeah,
Jamar Chase would have a field day
yeah.
with all the injuries.
They got a lot of guys coming back though. The Bucks are going to be at full strength.
Don't
by
get me
the
wrong.
end
If
of
the Bucks
season.
are full strength, that's totally different because then you have great secondary. It's all that Super
They're
Bowl
an
champ
okay
team.
secondary, even full strength, but still, the big takeaway for this game is Joe Burrow is the real deal. Jamar Chase is easily getting Rookie of the Year. Joe Mixon looks okay. The defense is playing out of their mind, and I think Zach Taylor deserves a lot of credit. The way he's coaching that team, he looks like he's doing with the Bengals this year what Kevin Stefanski did with the Browns last year, but I think he's doing it with less talent. Nobody's talking about him though.
Yes, I'll give you that. I think there are certain teams that you look at, and it's like, you look at the Jets. They have so many problems, you're not turning it around in a couple years. Or if you look at the Bengals a couple years ago, or let's even go last year when they had Joe Burrow, you look at it, it's like, there's some pieces here, and this team could be turned around.
Yeah.
There are certain teams you look at and you go, there's a possibility that this can be something. You have to have the right coach, the right GM, all this and that, make the right moves. It's not going to be easy, but then you have teams literally like the mess in Houston right now, or the Jets because they're the Jets. There are certain teams that you need to fill every single hole. There's others where it's like, this is a bad team, but we have some pieces to work off of. And having a leader as Joe Burrow is huge.
So, do you guys want to go through the rest of the schedule?
Yes.
Yeah, let's play this
All
fun
right.
game of
All right. So
when are they going to lose?
They're 5-2. Here, just write that down. That way we can like mark
Thanks,
it
son.
down. You're welcome, Dad.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. So the next game, this is an easy one. They're playing the Jets. What's gonna
Okay,
happen there,
that's a dub, boys.
As it's 6-2. They're playing the Browns after that.
I would say that's a dub because they're so beat
I
up.
think so as
It's
well.
a great game is what that is.
They have a great game the week after too against the Raiders. That's gonna be
It's
fun.
another great game. If the Raiders
Raiders
had,
are 5-2 as well.
I feel bad for the Raiders.
Let's
'cause
give
if they
them
had
a loss.
if they had a coach, I don't know though.
I think that's a close game, but I think
Derek Carr's also playing out of his mind.
that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying.
Is Waller gonna be healthy too?
I think Derek Carr would. I don't want to say pick apart that defense, but he's been playing that great where I think he
I don't know. That
takes
defense,
advantage.
Defense been playing well.
Let's take a vote. I vote loss.
I would have given him the loss to the. I'll give him a loss on this one because I would have given
That's
them a
what's a
loss
loss,
to the
yes.
Browns.
Okay.
All right. Steelers
Win.
win. Yep. Oh, they're playing the Chargers after that. That's gonna be fun.
I
It's a
would
win.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I think Chargers slipped. They got a bye week. I think this week really determines. Well, I want to know who the Chargers are playing this week because I think this week after
No.
coming off the bye, I
We
think
don't
that's
know.
a- well, no,
we,
the
don't-
Char-
that's, we don't know. But who do you?
That
do you-
game's literally in a month and a week.
Yeah. So there's no.
So you don't
so
really
do you
know.
think that
Just go off of right now, like right now, what you know about both these teams right now, because we don't know what's gonna happen.
it's going to be a
That's
shootout?
impossible.
It'll be a shootout. You know what?
I gotta go dub there.
It's a win. Yeah, fine.
Okay,
Fuck it.
that's right there. Boom.
Because I like the Chargers team, but this Chargers have just
Okay.
Well, they're coming off the bye. They had one bad week, really.
yeah. All right, they're playing the 49ers. The 49ers are a bit
Dub.
this week. It's a
Dub.
dub. Playing the Broncos. It's another dub for me.
I would say dub.
Broncos are so streaky, though. Broncos are.
I know
either-
it depends.
Broncos
on,
are either disgusting or
don't
horrible.
but they don't have the quarterback to pick apart that defense.
yeah,
or the coach.
that's true.
Yeah.
This is the Ravens game again.
I think Ravens win.
I
The
do
Ravens
too.
do,
I don't
yeah.
think they're gonna get shut out or
No, I think they learn.
swept.
They're playing the Chiefs right now. Right now,
Right now,
right
dub.
now it's a dub.
Dub.
Because I think, dude. Oh,
I
that's
think they
good.
turn it around. I think
Who
the
knows?
Chiefs turn it around.
Listen, because
Mahomes
I mean,
makes so many mistakes right now. It's insane.
He's in his own head.
He is making so many mistakes. He's throwing.
Actually, you know what? That's a dub because that defense is giving up like fucking 7 yards of play right now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And once again, Mahomes does not look like Mahomes right now.
No,
that's a
something's either very wrong or he got figured out.
Or you get paid $500 million and have no money to put pieces around you.
I genuinely think with the
Offensive
Chiefs,
line.
it's the defense giving up fucking 7 yards of play. You can't win when you're giving up first downs every play. And then, what was it? Mahomes is just turnover because their offense is still clicking. Like Tyreek Hill, they haven't figured out Kelsey or Hill.
No, the problem is their
Mahomes is
offensive
just throwing
line.
fucking interception after. Well, we knew that. No tackles. That's what it does.
Well, that's what happens when you get paid $500 million. You don't have money to spread around. But that's not today's topic, so.
And the last game is against the Browns. I'm going another dub there.
They're gonna split. I think the Browns are a good football
Let's
team.
split it. I'm
Split
going.
it.
Especially if they can get healthy too.
Damn, that's a great record.
That's 12-5 right there. That's debatably that could be.
That's a great dude. If everything goes to plan, that's a great record
That's a phenomenal.
There's a lot of close
for
games.
the Bengals.
No, that's what I'm saying. Compared to what we've seen in the last 5 years of the Bengals, there are a lot of close games they could lose there. A lot of close games, I would say.
Yeah.
Chargers, I don't think is an automatic win. I mean, I know we just said Mahomes has a lot of turnovers, and I still think they get the loss,
Still the
but
Chiefs.
I still think that's a shootout because Mahomes is going to beat Mahomes eventually.
Say that, bro. 3 points yesterday against the Titans. That's awful.
Yeah, that's why we gave him the dub. That's why we gave him the dub.
I like their schedule though.
No, they're gonna have a lot of fun, exciting games.
I just can't believe this is the Bengals we're talking about.
Literally,
It's Joe Burrow. It really is.
I mean,
Joe Burrow's
I
that guy.
I get it, but like,
he's one of those guys that he's a leader you can get behind. He's one of those guys that people can just rally. Where it's like, whoa, this guy is legit.
I just,
I'd love to see them in the playoffs too, because if Joe Burrow wins like anything, you know what I mean.
I want to see.
I've always been a
I want to see
big
them
Joe
in the
Burrow guy.
playoffs because I just want to see if the Bengals turn into the Bengals again.
I don't think they will. I think.
Well,
But you have a guy in Joe Burrow, and I get college is different, but he showed up in the postseason when he won, like with LSU that year. And I get that team was stacked, and I get the skill gap is different. But
it wasn't just the playoffs. Now he literally didn't he have like a perfect season?
yes, he broke like every record.
Every record,
And he was
wasn't his
undefeated.
passer rating.
it's disgusting.
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but it was.
I thought it was something like that. I thought like he had a flawless season.
he virtually did.
Like, that's
He
what
won
I mean.
Heisman. He had as close to a perfect season as you could.
I said this watching the game with a coworker. I was like, I'm just so glad that what I saw at LSU wasn't just a flash in the pan. I love watching guys translate it into like the big show,
right.
and he's doing it right now. And like you saw, I mean, I say like I can't believe we're talking about the Bengals, but like until he got hurt, he was balling.
He was.
balling,
Bro.
So like it kind of makes sense. But like what's happening right now, I'm just so glad it's like a real thing.
Records set by Joe Burrow in college. He was first in FBS history in total yards of offense in a season with 6,039
That does
yards
include postseason, I'm pretty sure.
in a total season.
No, but
I don't
still,
know. First in
Two
FBS
games?
history in most touchdowns responsible for in a season, 65.
Oh.
God.
First in FBS history in points responsible for in a season, 392 points.
Yeah, no, that team was just so stacked. Literally every player that was NFL eligible made it on a team.
First player
And then
in
Thaddeus
SEC
Moss
history.
got cut, but everyone else was on a team at one point.
Go Tigers.
Go
First-
Tigers. Go somewhere else, it sounds like. But
First player in SEC history to throw for at least 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns in the same season, and setting a new school record and conference record with regular season 5,671 yards and 60 touchdowns.
yeah, no, so it's translating to, and adding Jamar Chase, because he was a huge part of that team.
Absolutely.
Also, to put in perspective how talented that team was, he had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like that's a stacked team. But
Justin Jefferson balling.
he's
right
one of
now,
the best
too.
route runners in the game. So that's why that LSU team is so stacked. But the Bengals, now that they have that number one in Jamar Chase, it is awesome. And it's Joe Burrow's story. It's nice to see because he's one of those guys where it's like he wasn't just, the golden boy.
Bro,
like
I was
Trevor
bummed when he
Lawrence
broke
and-
his leg.
I was too. It's like
bummed.
you hate to see these hardworking, talented guys.
Especially because he was probably going to get Rookie of the Year, let's be honest.
He was balling.
They look good, and then they fell off because
his knee just.
Dude, honestly, think about it. The battle for Rookie of the Year would have been Herbert and Burrow.
Oh, that would have been mint.
Because as soon as Joe
We got what,
hurt,
6
it was-
games out of Joe?
As soon as Burrow got hurt, Herbert. I feel like at that point Herbert really started to turn it on too, and it was just that run for that would have been. Like,
It would have been exciting.
Oh, would have been the storyline.
Because then it came down to Justin Jefferson and Justin Herbert, but
And then Herbert just kind
it's like
Herbert at that point was only like 3 touchdowns a game. People were like, I mean, Jefferson's great, but like, I mean,
it's also those awards are usually favorited towards quarterbacks. Let's also about that.
Clearly. But I'm just like, dude, I just still can't wrap my head around this is the Bengals from last season. Like, this is this.
That just proves that if you make the right moves, you can actually be a good football team.
Bro, it's
insane. Oh my god! Oh my god, James!
Oh my god!
You just bust that out of nowhere? Like,
Colin Cowherd over here, dude.
How out of pocket was that? Yeah, bad jokes. Get out of here. Okay, that's all we have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. If you want to help support us, we do have a merch store. The link will be down in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help us in other ways, you could comment, share, like, tell your friends, subscribe. Turn on that notifications with that little bell to let you know whenever we post.